Hey everybody, it's Aaron, and today is the beginning of Rebellion Week, a week-long event created by Extinction Rebellion that is basically protesting the coming apocalypse brought on by catastrophic climate change. And it is such a wonderful day because, oh my goodness, the things that are going on are absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, if you were to look at any of the news sources that you typically go to, you're not really going to hear a whole lot about any of this, or at least I wasn't able to, going through all of the regular sources that I go through every single morning. Now, I was able to find a few stories about this. I knew about this a couple of weeks ago, and today I was thinking, hey, we got to make a story about this. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see what the news has to say. And the news had to say fucking nothing, because it always has nothing to say about any of this. The only story that I was actually able to find was about one protest that happened in Edmonton, where about 10 to 15 protesters blocked a bridge, one of the main hubs in Edmonton, and were able to basically stop traffic for a couple of hours this morning. And I thought, that's fantastic. I'm really glad that they were able to do that. A little bit disappointing that it was only a few protesters, though. I wish that more people were joining in on this International Day of Action. This is kind of depressing. And then I did a little bit more research, and it turns out, yeah, no, this is actually an International Day of Protest, and it is happening all across the entire world, but you wouldn't know if you were to watch your regular news, because the news has absolutely no incentive to tell you literally fuck all about any of this. So, after doing a little bit more research, it turns out that this is actually an international event that is actually going on today, and that is fantastic. And it's happening in places like New York, absolutely wonderful turnout. In places like Vancouver, and in, I believe, Toronto, and lots of other places. I believe also in France this is happening, in England this is happening, in Germany this is happening. The one in Germany was fantastic. I checked out a lot to do with that as well. This is all absolutely wonderful. It's sad that it's not in the news, but it's not surprising whatsoever, because this is something that needs to happen right now, and it's up to us to make this difference. It's up to us to make the change. And in regards to the protesters that were out there in Edmonton this morning, blocking that bridge, making yourselves known, making yourselves shown, and being in physical spaces, taking up, with your physical bodies, taking up physical space. Damn, that was a confused little sentence there. Thank you. You are the heroes. You are the fucking ones that are making the difference in this world right now. And it goes to show that what I've been saying for months now is 100% true. Even a small group of people, 10, 15, 20 people, are able to get together and make serious change. They're able to block a bridge, block a roadway, or whatever it is for long enough that it gets the attention, well, of somebody that lives hundreds of miles away, like me. It's able to basically stop the main flow, the arteries of an entire city for a couple of hours, blocking up that capitalist industry and making it hard for everybody to actually get to where they're going, which is exactly what you want to have happen. You need to make yourselves known. You need to make yourselves shown, and you need to be there in physical spaces. And that's exactly what people have been doing. And I commend every single one of you for doing that. Of course, being that I live in a more conservative part of the country, the comments that were involved with this Edmonton protest were absolutely horrendous. People were saying that, oh, if that had been me, I would have got out of my car, I would have went over and I would have punched some of those protesters, and we would have done all kinds of things. I would have yelled at them, I would have screamed. I can't believe that they blocked this roadway. You do realize that some people have to get to work and have jobs. How these people probably don't even have any fucking jobs, and they're just taking Monday off. It must be nice to be able to take time off. You know what? These kind of comments bother the hell out of me, because these are working people, hardworking people that have the best of intentions. They have in their minds this understanding that, yeah, blocking people from being able to get to their jobs fucks those people over. And it does. Absolutely it does. And I stand in solidarity with all of the hardworking individuals out there that weren't able to take a couple of hours off this morning and join in on those protests and actually make a difference. You're out there struggling just as hard as everybody else is. But you shouldn't be getting mad at the protesters that are out there fighting on your behalf, trying to make sure that we are actually creating a sustainable world for our future and our children's future. That's the thing that we need to be paying attention to. Always complaining and getting yourselves immersed in this constant propaganda where everything that anybody ever does to stop you from participating in this capitalist system is inherently wrong and inherently bad, no matter what it is and no matter what action they take. That's the wrong way to look at things. The way that you need to look at things is that we need to make a change now. And if we don't, then we're going to see this entire world start to fall apart, even more so than it already has been. So yes, I 100% stand with all of the protesters that were there in Edmonton this morning, that were there all across the rest of Canada this morning. Thank you very much. And like I said, internationally, all across the entire world, in Germany, in France, in England, everywhere. It is unbelievable, and it's fantastic that people are actually taking to the streets and making themselves known. Coupling this along with the actions that were taking that were taking place last week and the week before that with the international climate strike and that sort of thing, this is a massive shift. This is a time of change. This is a time when we need to all be paying attention and we need to all be getting invested and we need to actually be getting out there and active in the streets and making a difference, making that change. And it's up to every single one of you to get out there and do it. You have the power. We all do. And it's fantastic and it's fun and it's great, and you're doing something to actually save the world. Right now, as I am standing here talking to you about this right now, it's still early in the morning. I haven't seen all of the stories pan out yet, so by the time this gets released, a lot of new information is obviously going to be released as well. And at this point, every one of these protests are peaceful. Not one protest has had any violence start. I'm going to make a prediction. If there is any violence that does get started, it's not going to be by any of the protesters. It's going to be by the state, it's going to be by the government, or it's going to be by some provocateur that's out there trying to make a name for themselves. So I want every single person that's out there, buddy, to get out there and to try to get active and invested in this in this action and in this strike. If you're able to take off the day, do so and get out there and join in. If you're unable to take off the day and you have to show up after you're done work, do that too. You can make it. You can actually get there. You can make some change. You can make a bit of a difference if you really want to, if you really feel like this is something that is important, like all of us really should. The coming apocalypse is one of the more important actions that we need to be fighting against. So if you can, absolutely do that. Check out anything to do with Extinction Rebellion online. Check them out on Facebook, check them out on Twitter, check them out everywhere. And find out how you can make a difference yourself and how you can make change, because we, the people, are the ones that are going to be able to make that change. At least that's the way I look at it. If you do get a chance, please check me out on Patreon. Every dollar does help fund this show. And thanks for watching.